My name is Trish Carter, and it is my honor to serve Cedarfield as chaplain. And today's invocation will take a slightly different form from usual, and I'm going to start it with a question to you. On October 3rd, 1226, a man whose actual first name was Giovanni passed away. Anybody have any idea who that man was? I think I heard someone say it, Rosie Whitehorn. Saint Francis of Assisi. I'm wildly impressed. I bring up the death of Saint Francis of Assisi, which occurred October 3rd, 1226, because later the Catholic Church created a feast day on October 4th in honor of his memory. And perhaps you know what it is that he is so well loved and remembered for. At my old house, we had a statue about this high of his likeness in our garden. For all the birds, all the animals, Saint Francis of Assisi was known to preach to the animals, to love all creatures great and small. And on Tuesday, September 30th at 2 o'clock, right here on the Fellowship Hall Terrace, Cedarfield will hold our annual Blessing of the Pets. You do not have to own a pet to be a part of this beautiful celebration. This is a time for, by show of hands, did you have a pet when you were growing up? Do you still have a pet? Do you like animals? Would you love to see if it goes well or not? Sometime, one year we had to come inside because it started to rain at the exact moment. In any case, it will be a time for us, no matter what your faith practice, no matter what your outlook on life is, animals bring us together in such a beautiful way. So you are all cordially invited to celebrate God's gift to us in our animals as we will offer them a blessing right here on September 30th. You won't want to miss it.
Good afternoon, everybody. Everybody having a good day? How could you not with this weather? We're going to start with good news. Anybody have any good news in the room? There has to be some good news. Where's Louisa Rucker? She's not here. They're celebrating an anniversary. She's upstairs working in the flowers. Who else, other than Louisa, anybody celebrating anything this week? That's something to celebrate. Her grandson getting married.
My daughter was told she'd never have a biological child, but he appeared.
And now he's getting married.
He spent about most of the first year of his life in the hospital.
Oh my goodness.
But he's grown up to be a fine young man.
He's getting married. That's wonderful. I can't wait to hear about the wedding. Who else has good news? I have a little bit of good news. I have 3 cars getting inspected this week. And so far, 2 have passed inspection. The bad news is the 3rd car is being towed to the mechanic later today. I'll keep you posted. No weddings, birthdays, anniversaries, babies being born. Okay, I knew if I dug deep enough. Hold on, here comes the microphone.
Tomorrow will be Deb's and my 49th anniversary.
Whoa, happy anniversary. Wow, this is a quiet group. Last call. How about team members? Anybody in the room have any good news?
Can share. My baby brother married the love of his life 2 weekends ago. My cousin gets married next week. And then I have 3 more weddings this year to go to for a total of 5 left, 7 all around 2025. Woo!
That's a lot of weddings.
A lot of good news.
We're going to be celebrating. Can you hear? We're going to be celebrating our 67th anniversary next week.
Oh, the Ropers, 67 years next week.
If anyone has not seen the tribute to Charlotte from Don Branson upstairs on the sideboard as you walk into the dining room, make sure to read it. It's really good news.
It is good news. So they're 65. I think I might have said the Ruckers are 65. I think they're 60. But that's a lot of years. Okay, let's start off with Emily, and she will give us our marketing update.
Good afternoon, everyone. Happy town hall meeting. My name is Emily Adler. I'm the Director of Sales and Marketing here at Cedarfield. And we had this last month 3 wonderful new residents who have been who have joined the community. We have Beth Downs in apartment 473. Tuva Power, spelled T-O-V-E, pronounced Tuva. Tuva moved into apartment 223. And all the way from California, we have Stephen Madsen, who moved into apartment 373. So we have 3 move-ins that are occurring here in the month of September. We have 3 in October that have been confirmed, and then we have 8 residences that are currently reserved, and we're feeling really good about all of those folks passing our medical assessment and joining us in the future. So that leaves us at a wonderful standing of, and it's the same numbers as before, which is great, 94% occupied, and then 97% reserved and occupied. Lastly, I just wanted to share about 2 upcoming marketing events that we are hosting here this month. September 9th, that is crazily, what is that, next Tuesday? Or is it next Wednesday? Next Tuesday, September 9th, we are going to have what we're calling a drive-up, drop-off donation event. So as you all know, the key in sales and marketing for these communities is to remind people how important it is to downsize. And so we are putting on 4 different events this year that are these drive-up, drop-off events. So we'll have Thrifty Sisters on site, File Secure RVA, who will be here to do paper shredding, and then Tech for Troops, which will, they'll take electronics that are, you're able to donate. So those 3 companies will be on site September 9th. So if you have anything that you are looking to either donate to a charitable organization, papers for shredding, or electronics for donation, the window will be from 9 a.m. until 12 o'clock. So you can just come right out here at Town Center. All those trucks will be parked there. And we're going to have a really great time. So please join us. And then lastly, we are also going to have another sort of lunch and learn event, late lunch and learn event here in the Fellowship Hall on September 17th. The topic is all going to be about the state of the housing market. And so our friends at WellRive are going to give that presentation, again, just to keep encouraging people that whatever you're hearing about the housing market, don't let it get to you. It's time to move to Cedarfield. That's everything. Thank you very much.
As Jean comes up front, I just wanted to share with you, I know that Emily shared our numbers for reserved and occupied, and I know a few people have stopped me over the last few months and said, what's the difference between reserved and occupied? So reserved means that someone has come through, toured, met with us, probably met with some of you, and are very interested enough to say, I'm going to fill out an application to move at Cedar Field. Reserved and occupied means they did that, they came, they toured, they filled out the application, but they've also had their assessments and have given their deposit to move in. So those that are reserved are sometimes in the air based on what the prospective residents do on their evaluations to get in and their assessments. Those that are reserved and occupied are ones that people are moving in and have a move-in date for, okay? All right, Jean, you're up next. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Jean Macklin. I'm the Education and Infection Control Nurse here at Cedar Field. And I just wanted to give you some updates about our upcoming vaccine clinic. So on Tuesday, October the 14th, we will be having our annual vaccine clinic in the Fellowship Hall, which is where we are, from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. for our independent living family, our Pinnacle Advantage family, team members, assisted living, and healthcare. We can all receive our vaccines here. Our team members will receive their vaccines in the club room. Giant Pharmacy will send a team to administer the vaccines. They will offer the flu, the COVID, the RSV, the shingles, the pneumococcal pneumonia vaccines. The CDC does recommend everyone 6 months and above to get vaccinated every flu season. The 2025 to 2026 trivalent flu vaccine is formulated to protect against 3 influenza viruses, which include the influenza A, H1N1, the influenza A, H3N2, and the influenza B, Victoria virus. Flu vaccine is required for our team members. The COVID vaccine, the CDC does recommend an updated COVID-19 vaccine for most adults ages 18 to 64, including people who live and work in long-term care settings, to get 1 dose of an updated COVID-19 vaccine. So that's between 18 and 64. The CDC recommends everyone ages 65 and older, including people who live and work in long-term care settings, get 2 doses of an updated COVID vaccine 6 months apart. The 2025 to 2026 vaccine, it will target the sublineage known as LP8.1, which is an offshoot of the JN.1 subvariant, to more closely match the circulating strains that are going around. So Giant Pharmacy will be here with the Pfizer and the Moderna vaccines as soon as the CDC releases them. RSV will also be offered. The CDC recommends a single dose of any FDA-licensed RSV vaccine for adults that are 75 and older, and for adults between 50 and 74 with respiratory and other medical conditions that have an increased risk of severe RSV. And so they will be offering at the clinic the Pfizer's Abrezvo. The RSV vaccine is not currently an annual vaccine, so people who did receive them in 2023 and 2024 do not require another dose. The pneumococcal vaccines, the CDC recommends the pneumococcal pneumonia vaccination for adults that are 50 and above or 19 above with respiratory and other certain medical conditions and/or risk factors. Most doses are between 3 and 5 years apart, but some people may require doses sooner. So please consult with your healthcare providers as to which vaccines would be beneficial for you. And also, the CDC is a good guidance. You can go to cdc.gov for more information. Team members will begin to receive their consent forms next week. September 22nd, assisted living and healthcare residents will receive their consents. And then September 29th, Independent living residents will receive their consent forms in the town center mailboxes. We ask that your consent forms be returned because they are due on Friday, October 3rd. Thank you. October the 14th, Tuesday, October the 14th. 3 to 5 years. So it depends on your medical history. And they suggest that you talk to your healthcare provider about what suits best for you. You're welcome. Yes, sir? Well, once we give out your consent forms, you are eligible to receive them, but you should speak with your physicians as well. Okay.
So just to clarify, even though you see a physician outside, our medical director can write that prescription for you as long as you fill out the release form, okay? Again, save the date October 14th. Not like getting a save the date card for a wedding or a big party, but it's important that you put this one on your calendar as well. Next up, the one and only James Hicks.
I love the energy in this room. I'm working it. I went to the back just a minute ago and I picked up that little black thing. It's like an LCD screen and it has numbers on it. And the numbers were 50. 50 represents the humidity level in here, and that is amazing compared to what we had this summer. It was probably running 68, 67, 69. So it feels great in here, doesn't it? Thank you. Thank you. That's it. All right, so it is my honor as the Director of Facilities Operations here, or engineering or maintenance, however you want to call it. I'm James Hicks, and I think I represent some of the best technicians in the building. Right. That's right. Thank you. And they're not here to hear, I'll tell them that you clap for them when I have a meeting tomorrow. All right, so quick updates. One, the EFIS. Man, this project's just going so smooth, no issues. For the most part, we're ahead of schedule. We're ahead of cost. Somebody asked me an interesting question. They said, hey, if we're running ahead of schedule, does that mean we have to give the contractors a bonus? We do not. That is not written in the contract anywhere, any form. We want them to do the best they can, and if it takes them a little longer, we want them to take the longer part of it so that it's done right. But I can assure you they're doing it right, and they're doing it fairly effectively and efficiently. The quick update is that they're moving along at such a pace that all of the scaffolding and all the crud will be gone by the Thanksgiving holiday, right? I won't go into a whole lot more detail than that, but that's kind of the big thing, right? Then when they pick up after the holidays, they should be heading over to the AL side and doing a lot of window work. So just a quick one on the front. You'll notice that they had the pergola ripped apart on the left side looking at the main building. They found a lot of rot in there, but they have since corrected that, and they found similar oxidation on the right side of the pergola that they have begun to tear down and rebuild. So it's not a big deal, but when they find it, they fix it, and they fix it right. So we're excited about having that done, and that should be really buttoned up probably by the end of the month, honestly. The curb cut. So the curb cut that's located out here, you can almost see it to the left. It's on the service road leading to the pool that a lot of people have a hard time stepping up on, is going to be replaced, but we did it right. We went to the county and said, hey, can we wait a little longer and pay a little more and have a permit for this to make sure that it's done exactly right to the T? And they're gonna, I'm sure they're gonna give us that permit, no problem, but we won't probably have it until next week. And then the shovels go in the ground. Now, that's a great thing if the elevator ever quits working, which never happens because currently it's working. Elevator 13, right? It's working. Metro Elevator's been here. They've dialed it in. It seems to be working well. There is a part that they said is not perfect on it, and since it's not perfect, and I know I work at Cedarfield, we want it perfect, so they're gonna order that part. Should be in a couple weeks. That's what I'm always told, it's a couple weeks. But we anticipate that being fixed right, and when it is, I'll let you know. So, funny story. Kate and I, one day, was it last week? We decided to go out for a walk in the park. Had a little time on our hands, so we went out, and oddly enough, we went out through the gate that's located not too far from the red awning. She went left and I went right, and I thought, let's just try this out, because I've never been out here before. How hard can it be? So I went to the right, and I probably hiked up maybe an eighth of a mile or so, and I thought, ooh, this is getting weird. She went to the left. I think she probably walked a good half mile or more. And we called each other and said, hey, how's it going? She said, I'm at the parking lot. I said, I'm somewhere in the woods, and I'm going to head back. Meet me there. So I headed back the same way in which I came. So I didn't really take too many different trails. I did not go off on the paved part. I kind of was looking for the breadcrumbs that I dropped, followed our fence line on back, made a few observations of some of the signage that I want to change, and I came upon our gate again, and wow, it doesn't stand out in any way, shape, or form. So to me, I would like to make it have maybe a color, maybe something that says, hey, I'm the gate that you came out of. You might want to go back in because people are going to miss you eventually. And Kate said, hey, where the heck am I? I got a call. So I said, I don't know where you are, but let me try to drop. I guess she walked me through dropping a pin, and we ended up meeting each other back at the gate. Long story short, it is a little confusing out there. I mean, I'm not the brightest bulb in the tree, but I think I usually can find my way back to places that I left once. So what we want to do is we want to ensure that everybody has a great time in the park, doesn't get lost. If something weird happens, whether it's a health issue or whatever, or maybe you're hungry and you don't know where you are, we can get you back safely. So we've decided that we're also, outside of the fact we're going to paint maybe a discerning color or some sort of a distinctive color on the gate, we're also going to have this cool program called, if you're a newbie, go to the concierge desk and get a key. And that key will have an air tag on it. And what is an air tag, right? It tells you where you are. We can look it up on the phone. We can check you on the internet. So if you don't come back and it's sunset and we haven't seen you, we'll know we need to come looking. And that's really just kind of something we say, would that make sense? Because if I get lost, and Kate got lost, then maybe you would too. So if that happens, we've got you right here, and we have a safety net already set up. On top of that, because we like to keep good records, we went through and we noticed that we had some gaps in the data on who has keys to that gate. And because we don't have really good data, we would like to change the lock, rekey it, and give new keys out. That'll help us keep our records current, safe, and for all of us, it's better that way. So Jack is going to have that lock set changed this week, and I'd love to have you come by and visit Bailey or myself so we can hand you out a new key, have you sign a little form that says, hey, yes, I have a key to get to the Deep Run gate, and then we'll hand you that key and you can use it. All right. That's all I have for now. Thanks for your attention.
Okay, we got a couple of questions. We'll start up here with Ann Williams.
It's not a question, it's just some visuals before he gets something up. There's a little height command right at the path that leads to it. And if you're heading up the hill, there are 2 benches on the left and 1 bench on the right. So when you see those 3 benches and the hiker, you know you're right at the Cedarfield path.
Okay, well, maybe we could include that when we give out the keys. I walk it quite a bit also, and after doing it a few times, you're trained to know where it is. I think we're a little concerned about some of the newer residents who might come and aren't as familiar with the park. But thank you for that. We'll make sure we put that on a little note that goes out with the keys. Will you put something on Channel 974 telling us when the keys will be available for pickup? We'll have that on the TV station. Yes, sir, Mr. Ortiz.
Yeah, I saw that. It was kicked off, though. We're going to fix that fence line, too.
Any other Deep Run Park questions? We're lucky to have Deep Run Park. Okay, next up is the David and Sissy team. Or just Sissy. David is not part of the team for right this very moment.
He knows who's the boss.
Exactly.
Good afternoon. I'm Sissy Lavsey, the Business Office Coordinator, and I'm here today to review the request that you received from Amy in regards to updating resident records. Current information allows us to act appropriately on behalf of yourself, especially in an emergency situation. When you moved into Cedarfield, you provided us with your legal documents, such as power of attorneys, medical directives. You provided emergency contact names and phone numbers. As we progress through the circle of life, changes occur, resulting in the need to update these forms and documents, sometimes changing those legal documents in its entirety. If you have made any changes to any of these documents, we invite you to share with us those documents so that we can update your records in our files. You may make copies of your documents and drop them off at the business office, or you may reach out to us and contact myself, David, or the social worker, and we'll be happy to set up some time to review your documents with you. If you drop them off at the business office, we'll verify what we have on file, and we will appropriately file them in the confidential resident file that each one of you have. If you have a trust and you would like any refund assigned to the trust, please ensure that the assignment of refund schedule that is attached to your residency agreement has been executed. And if you're not sure if it's been executed and you do have a trust, please feel free to give me a call, and I'll be more than happy to review your agreement to make sure that you have your documents in place. Any questions? If you do have any questions, feel free. Most of you know how to reach out to me. You can stop by the business office, or you can give us a call, and we'll be happy to help. Thank you.
Thank you, Sissy. Stephanie.
Hi, everyone. I'm Stephanie Berkium. I'm the Human Resources Director, and I wanted to share with you our PEAK program today. Many of you already know what it is, but I thought I would take a minute to share that with you. So the PEAK program acknowledges team members who take personal responsibility in delivering excellence to those we serve for residents, fellow team members, and family members. The Mission Award is nominated. There's 3 types to get an award. One of them is the Mission Award, which is nominated by managers, supervisors, or directors, and it's acknowledged once a month for enriching life's journey. We have 6 value awards, number 2, which is 6 value awards, which are nominated by resident or team members. These 6 values include culture, stewardship, partnership, diversity, hospitality, and quality, and these may be awarded each month. The third way to nominate a team member is the Vision Award. It is nominated by residents and is submitted to the Resident Council, and this award is distributed once a year, which represents a culture in which age does not define the person. The Resident Council will review the nominees and select a nominee, and those nominations are due to Human Resources by February 1st of each year. The nomination forms can be located, the PEAK nomination forms can be located in Human Resources. They can be located in Team Dining, Resident in-house mailbox, and the My Cedarfield app, for those of you that are interested. I also have some available at the end of the meeting if you'd like. So nominations for the month of September are Mariah Robinson for hospitality, Raven Henley for culture, George Lawson for quality, and Danny for mission, Danny Berry for mission. Any questions? Yeah, each award has different values to them. On the back, they're on the back of the sheet of what they're nominated for and what they get.
We also have a peak wall in our team member dining that notates each of those who have won these awards over the last few months, if anybody has time and wants to go by and look at that. All right, next is Steve Giesland with a dining destinations update.
Hello, everybody. Everybody having fun? That's what I'm all about, dining services. Having fun.
That's right.
So, yeah, an important announcement. We've been, after a full year of running Prima Destination Dining, we decided to take a little step back and evaluate things. We take in all the resident feedback, and we are making some changes to the program to enhance. And one big one is adding nightly specials. So talking with the chefs, working, and also taking a look back at original Prima favorites and incorporating that back in. Expanded variety, starch, veg options. We hear the comments on that, so we're reacting to that. Refreshed menus, so our 2-week rotation destinations will continue, but with refreshed items shaped by your feedback. And we're thrilled to get this up and running and going. this coming Monday. So there will be a posting that's going out right now as we speak, and the team is very excited. And I just want to touch on a few other things. Looking back at Night on the Amalfi, who all was there that night here that we just had last week? That was fabulous. Working with the wellness team and their merry band of party makers is a pleasure for us in dining services. They do a fantastic job. We're looking forward to the next big event later this month, the Shrimp Boil, which will have a low country theme. And so if you're into shrimp, and there'll be other items available. Wine tasting events. I'm committing to every other month having wine tasting events open to any and everybody. Very casual events, a little bit of aperitivo involved, and usually in Prima Club Room, so keep a lookout for that. And then lastly, I like numbers, so I wanted to share some numbers. Maybe some of you like numbers, but it just blows my mind every time I look at this. In the main dining, pub, grill, Prima, takeout, lunch, dinner, we average about 260 meals a day served. That equals about 95,000 annually. That's a lot of food. That's dishing up a lot of gravy. The cafe averages about 130 meals a day, and then over in our various neighborhoods in the healthcare realm, they average about 130 plus because they do multiple meals. So I thought that was interesting. Maybe you did too. And that's it. Good day.
And on that great list of numbers, Steve, you didn't mention team dining. There you go. And all the meals and team dining each day. So I'm not sure what that number is, but we're so grateful to have that. That came about as team members can have lunch in team dining, and during COVID, prior to COVID, people would buy tickets, but since COVID, team members have been able to have a free lunch every day, and so we're so glad for that service, and thank you, Dining, for making that happen every day. I have several things. I'm Florence Brooks, the Director of Resident Life and Wellness. It's so good to be with you this afternoon. I have several things I want to share with you. The first of which is the chaplains wanted to remind you that the Holiday Memories Collection they're collecting stories for that, and the theme this year is holiday happenings that did not go according to plan, but ended well anyway. It's perhaps leading to a wonderful memory. So if you have not written a story and would like to submit a story, or simply tell Margaret your story and she will write it down, they need those by September 15th. Secondly, with transportation, we just want you to be aware that our drivers have predetermined routes when they're taking you on medical and non-medical trips, and these routes are actually monitored through tracking software. So last-minute suggestions, also known as backseat drivers, to use an alternative route are often not possible without prior approval by the manager. So just want you to be aware of that. Xfinity. I just had the best conversation, I really did say that, with Xfinity this afternoon. We have a current channel listing that went into effect on August the 22nd, which we'll be uploading to the app to share with you. That should be on the app tomorrow. In addition, our community representative, Jackie Moriarty, will be on campus on the afternoon of September the 18th from 3 to 5 in the gathering room. She said she's gonna bring treats and giveaways, and she's gonna be there to answer any questions you might have about your services, or if you're interested in talking about what it would mean to upgrade, what that would look like. Jackie's a community rep, she's not sales, so she's just a good person to go by to, and if you have questions. Again, that's September the 18th from 3 to 5. Next, name tags. Many of you, in fact, 107 residents have placed orders for a name tag. There has been a delay in production because we received the wrong type of name tag in the mail. But once we get the correct name tags with the correct backing, Mariah will continue to fill those orders and get them to you. So don't despair if you put in an order and have not received that name tag. It's coming. Directory information, we're gearing up to print an additional paper directory. If you have information that you want in that directory, which was not in the last directory, meaning an email or a cell phone number, there are forms on the app under Forms. I also have a few with me, or you can stop by and see Mariah and pick up a form. I'll put these here on the stage, and it asks for your name, mobile number, additional contact numbers, and emails. If you want that information in the directory and it was not in the last directory or on the app, you can complete that form to get that in there. The 20-passenger bus, will be offline the week of September the 15th for wrapping. What does that mean? We'll look at it on September the 22nd, and you can see what a newly wrapped bus looks like. Pool party, we're thinking about October, and want to make sure that you're aware that we're having a pool party for all ages on October 3rd from 4 to 5:15. We're hoping you'll invite family members. There's more information about this in your informer on page 35. Again, Carol wanted to be sure that you got the word so you could make plans, especially if you have guests that you want to attend. Lastly, when I think of Cedarfield, one of the first words that comes to mind is abundance. There is so much here to delight you. There's activities, there's good food, there's great neighbors, there's parties, there's trips, there's a library brimming with books, there's beautiful gardens, galleries, fresh flowers, even recycling, a great team members, and a wonderful fitness room and pool. Arthur Wayne Dyer wrote, "Abundance is not something we acquire. It is something we tune into." I hope you'll make it a practice of tuning in to all that is Cedarfield. A few things to look forward to in the next few weeks include on the 15th, an illusionist, Josh Farley at 7:30 in the Fellowship Hall. On the 16th, a fall garden workshop at 2 o'clock in the Fellowship Hall. On the 17th, the Cedarfield Radio Players will perform My Friend Irma at 11 a.m. in the Fellowship Hall. And on September 30th, as Trish mentioned earlier, our annual pet blessing will take place right outside these doors at 2 p.m. on the Fellowship Hall Terrace, and all are welcome. Thank you for all that is up Cedarfield.
Thank you, Florence. A couple of things to share with you folks. One is an announcement, another save the date. The Skills and Safety Fair will be the 30th of October. As I shared in a previous meeting, the Skills and Safety Fair is an event that we typically do for our team members in which they come and they learn about weather events, other types of crises that they might be dealing with as a team member that can either be planned for or unplanned for. And it's just a great way for them to interact with individuals who have answers for them. Fortunately, we don't deal with things like hurricanes and tornadoes and earthquakes very often. So this is an opportunity to share educational information with our team members and for them to ask questions and interact. Lots of our education happens online. This is a good way for team members to have that one-to-one interaction and learn with others around them. This year, we're doing something a little bit different as suggested by our Resident Safety Committee. Our Safety Committee has suggested that they might be included in this event as well, and the doors will be open for all residents to participate. So on the 30th of October, the Fellowship Hall will have several different booths. I think we're about 18 or 20. And each of those booths will be a learning experience from the residents' perspective. how to deal with situations that we might not necessarily always plan for, emergency situations, and safety procedures for us to have in our apartments, in our cottages, and also for you to ask questions of how our team members prepare for those situations. So again, the date for that is October 30th, and we hope that you all can join us for that. Update on our pond. I know about 2 weeks ago, James, we had a meeting with Katie and went over some of the plans for the pond. The pond is a priority for us. It really exemplifies the beauty of our campus, and right now it's not looking particularly beautiful. So some plans have been made for plantings and also cutting back some of the overgrowth. A fountain will be ordered so that we ensure the health of the pond itself and the circulation, and so that all of the natural things that live in that pond can also continue to thrive, and we can also enjoy it. So you'll see some changes in the fall seasonally, correct, James? Yeah. And then also more so next spring, but you'll start seeing some things happen at that pond pretty quickly, because we know that it's definitely an attraction that many of you enjoy walking by, or at least driving by and viewing.
Yeah, I think the dredging company had told me within the next couple weeks they're going to be out here to start dredging. So as we get closer, I'll put some more details on 974 for you.
Thank you. The last thing I just wanted to share with our resident population is that we have a program called COMPASS here. And COMPASS stands for Cultivating Outstanding Management Practices and Supervisory Skills. We started it about 7 months ago, and our directors pair up and provide educational learning sessions for our management team here, and it happens once a month, and we do it over lunch. I think we've done 7 now. Are we coming up on 7, Florence? Oh, so we're coming up on 8, so we've done 7 now, and this is just an opportunity to help new managers or those who are new in their roles learn a little bit about Cedar Field procedures and practices, and again, have the camaraderie of other team members around them to bounce ideas off of and also work together. So if you happen to see someone who you know is a manager, ask them if they're participating and maybe see what they have learned in their experience, and know that this has been such a successful program for us that we will do it again next year and invite an additional 18 team members to participate in the program. So that's called COMPASS. Again, if you see anybody who you know is a manager or a supervisor, ask them about it. I think that's about all I have. Kate has something too. She's joining me at the stage. Breaking news? Yes, breaking news.
Hello, everyone. I'm Kate Seiler. I'm the Associate Executive Director. I didn't make way on to the agenda today, so yes, breaking news. We have our Walk to End Alzheimer's fundraiser that is ongoing right now. You will find that in the town center, there's a donation box for the Alzheimer's Association. That box will be there until September 23rd. This year, we are focusing on fundraising, but also awareness with the Walk to End Alzheimer's. So we're not doing as big of a push for fundraising necessarily, but we did want to still keep some of our typical traditions in play. So this Friday, September 5th, we will be doing our Cedar Field Community Walk. The walk will begin at 9 a.m. in the town center, and it will have a pancake breakfast to follow. Our Cedar Field Walk to End Alzheimer's shirts will be available for residents to pick up in the town center starting at 8:30 a.m. on Friday morning. Again, the donation box will be out until September 23rd for anyone who wants to make a donation that can be made by cash or check made out to Walk to End Alzheimer's. The 2025 Richmond Walk will be held the morning of Saturday, November 8th at City Stadium, and more to come on that as we get a little bit closer. But any questions there? All right, thank you.
Okay, here's the real question. Who likes pancakes? If you like pancakes, Steve am I not surprised? Steve Giesland likes pancakes. Put it on your calendar also to join us on Friday for that walk, and we'll be happy to serve you some pancakes if you choose. Okay, where is our president? Ms. Heathwall, I don't see her in the room. Okay, so we do not have a resident council report, but I encourage all those who are interested in what's going on with the council to attend our next council meeting. The team and I will stay back, and if anybody has any questions, we'll be happy to answer them. Have a wonderful day, and thanks for joining us.